Hey guys, this is Micah Plath from Welcome to Plathville, and you're watching the Dominick Natty Show.
Do you smoke cigars?
I don't.
That's
I
good.
was actually curious because I was wondering what flavor that is.
This is a Nicaraguan. This is I
Nice.
smoke
Yeah.
cigars mostly just from Nicaragua. So
Nice.
we're gonna do it. I'll come to Georgia. We'll smoke together. Yes.
Nice. No, I'm
Yeah.
not 21 yet, so I can't buy
Okay, then we
anything,
can't do
but-
that.
No,
Okay.
but funny story. My brother Ethan actually showed up to my place like 2 weeks ago or so, and I was in my room and I went out because I smelled something, and I was like, "What is that smell?" It kind of smelled like a cigarette, but I was like, I don't know anyone who smokes a whole lot of cigarettes, especially in my house.
Right.
It's funny because I walked out and Ethan's smoking a cigar, and I was like, "Can I try that?" And he was like, "Yeah." I don't have anything against it, so for sure.
You're a wild man, Micah. You're wild.
I kind of agree with that.
Is Micah Plath dating anyone? And if so, can you tell us who it is?
That is a tough question. I don't want to go into a whole lot of detail because I'm not super sure how serious I am or how serious it is. But I am talking to someone at the moment. You can see her on my Instagram, but I am not positive on where we're at right now, if that makes any sense. So.
Oh yeah. I'm in the boat.
And I'm kind of in the spot right now where I don't necessarily need a relationship it would be nice, but I just have a lot going on in my life right now with modeling and traveling, career choices basically, and I don't need distraction.
I understand.
But not saying the right person couldn't help me along, so you never know.
That's right. Find a good woman. But you are the girl that we keep seeing on your IG posts. That is someone that you're talking to.
Yes.
Okay. You're talking to her. All right. Now, what's her name?
Her name is Caroline.
Caroline. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and how did you meet her?
Through Instagram actually. We met and then just talked for a few months and decided to meet up and kind of hit it off from there. So now, you never know who you'll meet or where you meet them.
I know. I understand. Now, did she hit you up in the DMs?
I should really know this, but I actually don't know. I think we have mutual friends or something.
Okay.
But yeah, so.
Maybe you hit her up in the DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how many children are you planning on having? Like, have you thought about that? How many children do you want?
Not as many as my parents had, that's for sure.
They got busy. Yeah.
They sure did right off the bat. We're all about 18 months apart, so they didn't take a break.
Wow. Just a factory.
But no, to answer your question, I probably just want, 3 or 4 eventually. I'm not in a hurry. So.
Okay. So 3 or 4, but not you don't want to farm. Yeah. So you're going to do it a little bit different.
Yeah, a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, will you be raising your children in this same strict environment that you were raised in?
I go back and forth on that. Like there's there's good and bad things about both. I used to have a lot of regrets about my childhood, and I still do, but I'm kind of in the process of getting over that and not letting that hold me back, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. But as far as my future kids will go, I'm still undecided, but chances are I wouldn't raise them how I was raised.
So let's talk, like, what do you feel like you missed out on? You're raised very sheltered and with a lot of rules, Yeah. So what is it like looking at that now? Like, what do you feel like you missed out on by being raised that way?
I would say the biggest thing was my social life because we didn't have a whole lot of friends growing up. There was also the aspect of school. Didn't have the best schooling, but also the biggest thing that goes along with school would be sports because I so wanted to play sports when I was younger and I didn't have the chance. So that's one thing I would want different for my kids.
So you had no social, like, you weren't allowed to hang out with friends or like have friends spend the night or whatever.
Yeah, no, we never had sleepovers, nothing like that. Very few friends. My parents were just very particular about who we hung out with, which isn't bad, but I mean, they just went to the extreme, you know, to if any of our friends' parents or people we wanted to have friends with, if their parents didn't agree with my parents on certain things, then we weren't allowed to spend time with them. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, so is it true that none of the Plath children have had any formal education?
Nothing more than high school, and our form of high school. So, I mean, it was not the normal school, but we had certain curriculums that we followed, and you know, worked hard. And music was a part of our career, or as part of our school growing up. So, but no, nothing's is further than high school.
Does it qualify for a GED? Like, is it just a curriculum that your parents used, or is it?
It's some of both. For certain subjects, they used a certain curriculum, and then we did our own thing for other subjects. But I'm still not sure if it qualifies as a GED. I don't think it does, but my mom says it does. I don't know if that's for reasons that she has to say that on the show, or I don't know. So, but yeah, definitely in the near future for me, because I don't want to keep working a small job. And of course, there's modeling for me, and I'm super excited to get into that, and be working towards that. But I want to have a backup, you know, something that I can base my life on. So, but
is that something that you regret? Is that you can't, you know, because the way that you were brought up and their education system, that you feel like that kind of hurts you in life?
oh yeah, I definitely feel that, and that's taken me a while to get past and just realize that it's on me now to do what I want to do. So,
Yeah. Okay. And you won't be doing that for your kids. That's something
no,
that, yeah.
I would not do that for my kids.
Now you left the farm. All right. So you're the one that got away, Micah. So I
Yep.
mean, which one of your siblings has spoken to you the least since leaving the farm? Has there been anyone that's kind of shunned you, or you think who's most unhappy with you?
That's a hard question, because when I first moved off the farm, none of us really talked. I didn't talk to them. They didn't talk to me. However, recently we've worked on it, and we are hanging out a little more. I get to see my younger siblings more than I used to. So, but my oldest sister is probably, of course, she's not living in South Georgia anymore. She's married and lives in Ohio. So she's the one that I haven't seen or spoke to. It was a while ago since I talked to her. So,
Do you think there's animosity? Like, do you think she's disappointed in you?
I really feel like she was at first, and a lot of them more, my parents especially, but I think they've come around to knowing who we want to be and accepting us for that.
Gotcha. So it was a little, yeah.
There's acceptance on both ends too. So.
Oh, so you didn't really want to talk to them?
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Not.
Okay. So I gotcha. But there was, that was some difficulty of people just accepting your decision at first.
Yep.
Are you a supporter of the Me Too movement? And have you and any of your siblings ever been a victim of sexual harassment?
I have not. I don't think any of my siblings have. So I guess I'm unsure of what the definition of the Me Too movement is.
Basically, just unwanted sexual advances that that you were afraid to report. So is that?
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. Is that something that's ever affected you or anyone in your family that you know of?
No. Fortunately.
Since you've been doing these sexy modeling shoots,
Mm-hmm.
have you had a lot of women hitting you up in the DMs?
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's kind of obvious that would happen, but I mean, it's fun at times, you know, getting all the attention. So, but then other times I mean, I don't try to let all that get to me. I want to stay, you know, kind of humble and stay myself.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I mean, are they being very aggressive? Like, is that because that's got to be very like new for you? Are women throwing themselves at you?
Yes, I mean, I get some of all kinds of DMs, so you can imagine what I get.
Are you getting a lot of nudes?
um, I don't go through my DMs as much as I probably should, but if I see something that looks suspicious, I don't even bother. It's just like,
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, I appreciate their support and them doing what they do, but
Appreciate their support. Oh, that's funny.
everyone supports in their own way.
Yeah, but that is coming up. Like some women are showing you nudes, and are you not looking at it? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that.
Oh,
For the most part.
okay. You ignore it for the most part. Okay, but you're not in a committed relationship. Like basically, you're seeing Caroline.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're basically just good friends right now. So.
Okay, nothing committed. So you're still open because there's a lot of women in this comments right now. They're very interested in you. So, but you're not in a committed relationship, so you could still play the field.
So. I mean, I'm not too much of a player, so.
Okay.
I do like to have fun and meet people, so.
So do you feel like you have a lot of resentment for the way you were raised, or do you feel like you used to have a lot of resentment and now you've got through it?
Yeah, I definitely used to, and I would say I'm in the process of getting through it.
Caden, how do you feel about the show?
I feel like it's very real. A lot of people think it's made up, a lot of it, and not realistic, but it is pretty accurate as far as how it portrays our family. Like there is tension and everything's real. So
now, have you had a lot of, since you're modeling, have you had a lot of guys hit on you, and how has that been to have have guys hit on you? How has that been difficult?
I have. There have been a lot of guys hitting on me, but I am straight. Straight as a knitting needle.
And a knitting needle. Is that a Georgia thing?
Yeah. No, that was actually came to my mind because my brother told me a joke yesterday called a knitting needle. So
okay,
he's hilarious. He's always got a dirty joke in his mind that he'll tell you.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, I have a lot of guys hit on me. I'm straight though, so I don't pay attention to a whole lot of that.
How did your family get a TV show when they were never allowed, or TVs weren't allowed in the household?
That is a very good question. I've wondered how it all happened too. But our family had a singing group for about 5 years, I think 2014 to 2019. And we had a website and some music videos out there, and they found us online and started reaching out, to my mom. And my parents wanted to do it. They saw this as an opportunity to show our beliefs and our lifestyle to the world. And some of us older siblings did not want to do it. Like, it was an invasion of privacy. It was just, eventually we agreed to do it, and we did one season, ended up doing another season. And the second season was kind of flipped because my parents wanted to do the first one and we didn't. Then we want to do the second one to kind of follow through with the first one. And my parents did not want to because of all the hate they got on the first one. And our relationship with our parents was not very good at the time. We were like barely on speaking terms. So one of the ways we convinced them to do the second season was like, we will focus and work on our relationship with you. So that was one thing that enabled us to do the second season.
What were the rules for pornography in your home? And if you got caught with pornography, what would be the repercussions of that?
That was a huge sin. That was not allowed. We didn't get phones until we were about 18. So we had no way to do that. And if we got caught, if we did that, then my parents, they're very private, and they would definitely like punish you, but don't tell anyone, like keep it on the DL. But that's just them. They don't, when they have something they want to talk to you about or confront you with, they do it behind closed doors. And that was one thing I hated, because I was like, we're a family, we should be open with each other, and they weren't. So
what does that mean? Like private from who? From other family members, or from like, do they not want people, like they want other people, like their friends? Like,
no,
what is that?
I mean both family members and friends. I mean, it was
Okay.
yeah.
So you couldn't have open discussions about things that you were
No,
curious.
I mean, honestly, none of us were very close with our parents, so it was hard to have open conversations with them.
Okay. And if you got caught, with something that's inappropriate that you should have been doing, how would that work? Would they like go in your room and just, or would it be like a secluded conversation?
Yeah, they'd like pull you aside and have a secluded conversation.
Okay. And then what about the the reputation to the public? Where was it like, don't tell anyone that you looked at porn or you did, whatever? Was that always like an issue of keeping the family like kind of looking perfect?
I honestly feel like when we were performing, we were singing, we practically had the perfect family. Of course we argued and stuff, but we were so sheltered and so innocent that, we didn't do much wrong, basically. But then when we decided to, do our own thing, start questioning our parents on certain things, that's when everything kind of fell apart, and our parents just realized that they don't have the perfect family, so why try to hide it? And then all of a sudden, I think it was really hard on a lot of us, because that all started about when we did the first season. So kind of when we decided to do TV, we were thinking, this is going to be a fun, perfect family reality show. And of course that never happened. So it wasn't the case for us.
Now, are you thinking of doing OnlyFans?
The money would be great, of course, but that kind of goes against what I personally believe and what I would do. So there's no chance of an OnlyFans for me.